Voodoo number 7, written by Joshua Williamson, art by Sami Basri. We left off last issue with basically I'm going to call the Demonite clone Voodoo and the human version Priscilla, because that's kind of what they do in this book. So we find out that Voodoo is on a manhunt to go attack all the Demonite leaders, and the Blackjack, Fallon are making a escape with Priscilla, who has some mutations of her own. So yeah, this issue picks up with Blackjack and Fallon making their way out. Priscilla's flying behind them, but she's like, hey guys, I haven't transformed for this long. I kind of need to rest. So she turns back human, and she's like, okay, here's the thing. I know everything because my guards gossiped like high schoolers. So go ahead and tell me where I can find the bitch who stole my life, a.k.a. Voodoo. And then we see Voodoo on the Demonite ship just being like, someone tell me the truth. Am I a clone of a human? What's going on around here? And they're like, psh, take her away. And she just starts killing the guards. And she's like, all right, someone better tell me the truth or I'm going to kill all you too. And someone steps up. It's a guy with like some weird markings. And he's like, all right, enough. Voodoo, come with me. So they make their way into this hall. And it's like, the only way I can tell you the truth is just to show you. And they go into this hall of the stereotypical like cloning pods, the like water tubes with people in them. And he's like, here's the thing. Yeah, Earth and humans specifically are really, really good at becoming superheroes. We know this. We have recognized this. But so what we did was we just kept on trying to merge together human DNA and demonite DNA so that you can have the best of that, so that you can activate that metagene. That's the goal. That's the whole reason, yes, you are a clone, but like you're your own thing as well. So we didn't think that would end up with you defying us, but hey, here we are. And she's like, oh, okay. So is my, like, did I do it? Did I do what you wanted me to? And it's like, no, you defied us. So we're going to wipe your memory and then reprogram you. But because we can't clone more of you, like you were a miracle that this even happened. So yeah, we're just going to fix your brain and then put you back out there. But luckily, in order to stop you, we have a whole bunch of your failed clones. And we see this just monstrous beast versions of Voodoo start attacking her. Back on Earth, Priscilla is trying to remember things that the Demonites did to her, or at least Blackjack's trying to get her to remember, but she has very purposely blocked those memories, and she does not want to know about them. But they finally make their way to a safe room, a bunker inside of whatever place they're in, and they just chill out for a second while Blackjack makes a call to, I'm blanking on his name. Hold on. I know it. It's Lincoln from Blackhawks. Regardless, he, Andrew Lincoln, there it is. He shows up and they have a call, and basically he's like, hey, you know I'm still your boss, right? Like, I am the leader of the Blackjacks. And Blackjack is like, yeah, I know, and I'm sorry. And he's like, the Black Razors. And I'm having my own stuff at Blackhawks. So, like, do you know what you're doing? And he's like, yeah, I totally, guys. Like, cool, I trust you. Here's some extra info. And then we cut over to Priscilla and Fallon, who are talking, and Priscilla's like, hey, I never got a chance to thank you for letting me out of my prison. And Fallon's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's the least I could do. And Priscilla decks Fallon. She's like, the least you could, you knew I was there for months, and you didn't do anything. And she's like, I was doing my job. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, that totally fixes everything, you bitch. And Blackjack steps in. He's like, whoa, okay, here's the thing. There was an exploded Damonite ship not too far from here. Might be where Voodoo was. Should we go? And she's like, yeah, let's go. Because if there are people in danger, I'm not just going to sit around like it's my job. So, yeah, there's some spunk on her. Back on the Damonite ship, Voodoo has busted a hole in the side of the ship so that all the failed clones start flying out. She has to puncture a few of their like heads with her shape-shifting abilities, but she does end up killing them all. And she feels bad about it because they literally are clones of her as well. Like, they are all linked in some way, and she can feel their like sadness and their pain and dying. But she patches up the hole in the hull, And then it just starts going on a rampage on all those clone tubes and just starts breaking all of them, just screaming, "No more clones! Never again!" And the dude, the Damonite's in charge of it, is like, "You are killing them! They are not ready to be released! What are you doing?" And she's like, "Yeah, exactly. Now it's your turn." He's like, "All right, up. Before you do, I just want to tell you that we are offering you a promotion to commander of all of the hybrid Damonites on Earth." And she's like, "Tempting." So then we go to where the ship exploded, and Priscilla can like feel Voodoo was there, and like can like feel her emotions of how she discovered she was a clone there, and she's like just sensing that she was there very recently. So she screams out like, "Where are you? Why did you do this to me?" And then a portal with Voodoo opens up. She steps out and she's like, "Oh, it's you. Hi." And Priscilla's like, "Oh, it's you? That's all you can say? That's the only thing you can say?" It's like, "Yeah, well, here's the thing. I kind of thought you would have been still underneath some human's knife, but clearly not. So whatever." So they have like a little discussion about like, "Oh, you stole my life." And it's like, "Oh, well, you stole my life because I was only a clone of you. How do you even know you're real?" Blah, blah, blah. They go back and forth. And so finally, Blackjack gets pissed off at it. He's like, "All right, here's the deal. I'm going to kill you now. Because before I was trying to take you in alive and I underestimated you. Now I'm overestimating you and I'm trying to kill you. So you're going to die." So they get into a short little fight. And Voodoo basically just straight up cuts off Blackjack's head. Like, just dead. And when she does so, because it wasn't here in the previous shot, she's wearing like this blue armor now. It's not all over her body, but just like Wonder Woman sort of armor. And she's like, "So here's the thing, guys. I got a promotion, and the new start of my mission is to kill all three of you. So 1 down, 2 to go." And Priscilla's a little bit freaked out that she just watched herself kill a man. So that's where that ends. I like it. I really do. I think it sets up an interesting new direction with the clone and the real one. Well, I mean, Voodoo and Priscilla, like, literally just talking to, like, they're interacting. I thought for sure that would be something that would save more towards the end, but they're like, "No, this is just how it's going to be right now." And Voodoo has a new mission, or at least a more well-defined mission. So yeah, it's a lot going on. And I'm liking pretty much every direction it's taking. This is pretty much the only book that is heavily focused on Damonites that I actually like. Which, I don't know what that says. But it's a good book. So I'm giving it a 7. Art is also fantastic. The only reason I don't give it higher is because, again, it's a lot of talking and a lot of backstory and a lot of just justifications. It isn't so much in terms of actually doing things of intrigue. It's just a lot of like, "No, the reason that we did this thing was because humans are special, blah, blah, blah." It's just justification and like moral whatevers. So that's the only reason it's low, but everything else about it is fantastic, and I look forward to seeing where it goes.